All right, so today we are talking about angles of rotation. So our essential question is, how do I draw angles in standard position?
So we're going to right away talk about positive rotation and negative rotation. The key I want to point out right now is the initial, excuse me, the initial side and the terminal side. The initial side, notice, is on the x-axis, okay? That's where the initial side is. It's a ray on the x-axis. That is very important.
Okay.
A terminal side, that's another ray, and
That's just where we end.
Right. The other ray is called the terminal side of the angle.
Got it.
An angle is in standard position when its vertex, so maybe show them what we mean by a vertex.
It's right here.
Yep. Is at the origin,
0, 0.
and one ray is on the positive x-axis,
All
which is right there. Okay? So right here, positive rotation is when you're moving, that would be counterclockwise.
Yeah.
And negative rotation is when you're moving clockwise.
Okay. So we're going down.
Right.
That makes sense. Positive, you're going to go up first.
Yep.
Negative, you're going to go down first.
Correct.
Okay.
An angle of rotation is formed by rotating the terminal side and keeping the initial side in place. Okay, so the initial side is going to stay. The initial side's going to stay. The terminal side is the one that's going to move.
Great. So
If
here's our initial side right
Right. If the terminal side is rotated counterclockwise,
So
the
up
angle,
is
yep,
positive.
the angle of rotation is positive.
So we're going around. One full circle is 360,
Yeah,
but then you got to keep going because
Right.
we wanted to get our 390.
exactly.
Great.
So, let's see. If the terminal side is rotated clockwise, the angle of rotation is negative.
So if we would have started here and gone this way, then it would have been negative.
The terminal side can be rotated, the key is it can be rotated more than 360 degrees.
Okay.
Okay? So, if we go to the next page, here's a little helpful hint. A 360-degree rotation is a complete rotation. A 180-degree rotation is 1/2 of a complete rotation.
Makes sense.
Yes.
All right, so we want a positive here.
Should I go?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to draw an angle with the given measure in standard position. So we're always
here's our
starting
initial.
with our initial side, and it's positive. So we're going to go,
Here,
that's
it's
90.
Here would be
It's
180.
So we're gonna, this is more like an estimate. We
Okay.
can't go all the way
No, 'cause
down
this would be
there, 270, and we only want
So let's
210,
just
so it's about right there. Yep,
So this angle right here is 210.
yep, so we wanna write it up there, because it's, yep.
Right here.
So the angle, yep, because the angle is gonna be, so I'd write just 210 right above there. There you go.
Great.
Got it. Uh-huh.
All right.
1020, well, again, it's
starting here.
positive,
So we go this
so
way.
you're gonna do a complete,
This is 360.
that's 360.
All right, plus 90 would be 450. Plus another 90 would be 540. Plus another 90 would be 630. Keep going.
So I
Oh,
have
boy.
two.
Yeah,
I
gotta
have
go
two
more.
360s. Did you get two 360s yet?
Yep. Two
I have two
360s would be
360s.
720.
Yep. So did we get two 360s? Then we have a 180.
So 720
Go
plus
to
180
Then we get a 90,
plus a 90.
and then all we have left is a 30.
So just, shoop, just
Yep.
a little bit.
And then we draw it right through there.
There.
Yeah. Crazy,
That's
huh?
a lot.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just show your circles and we'll know
Yeah.
you got
So
it.
that should be. Yep. There we go.
Great.
Negative 300 now.
Oh, now we want to go the opposite
We're gonna
way.
go the other side, other
So
way.
let's start with our initial.
Yep.
And this is
We're gonna do-
270. All the way down would be 360, so we don't want that much. So we're just
Right.
going to go a little more
Yep.
and call that good.
Yep.
So
That's
this is the
negative
negative
300 degrees. Exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
that's easy enough.
Coterminal angles are angles in standard position. And remember what standard position is again.
Start on the x-axis.
Start on the x-axis, and we have a vertex at 0, 0, with the same terminal side. okay?
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we go this way or this way, we'd still get it. But it makes a total circle, which is 360.
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
For example, angles measuring 120 degrees and negative 240 degrees are coterminal angles. So they end up on the same terminal side, but they're going different directions to get there, okay? There are infinitely many coterminal angles. One way to find the measure of an angle that is coterminal with an angle theta is to add or subtract integer multiples of 360 degrees.
Makes sense. We just want them to add or subtract to 360 when we put them together.
Right,
They're
exactly.
absolute values.
Okay? So if we go to the next page, here's our example number 2. Find the measures of a positive angle and a negative angle that are coterminal with each given angle. Well, in this case, 88 degrees. And we don't have to draw a picture on this one.
I'm just doing it just to kind of show.
Got it.
This is 88.
Yes. So all we're doing here to find the coterminal is we're taking
whatever this is.
Yep, so we're taking 88 and we're adding 360 and then 88 and subtracting.
Oh, for the positive and negative. Got it.
Yep, because you need one positive.
Yep. Sorry, I was doing the negative first.
That's okay. Oh.
Okay, so we're adding 360.
Yep, and that would be 448 degrees.
So
Let me put a little
positive.
degree on there since it is an angle. And then you're going to take 88 minus 360, which is negative 272 degrees. Yep.
Great.
So they are, that's one positive and one negative coterminal angle.
Got it. So
with
this would
88
actually
degrees.
be, we would have to keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to erase that.
I
That
would,
might
yeah.
confuse you. Sorry, guys.
Because we really don't have to draw pictures on,
No.
actually, I think on these, the picture might be more confusing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Let's save this one.
For class.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm,
I say we just go to the reference angle.
all right, save this one for class 2,
Yeah.
okay. For an angle theta in standard position, the reference angle is the positive acute angle formed by the terminal side of theta and the x-axis. That's the key. The
Okay.
terminal side and the x-axis.
So it's like a 180 that we're going to go through.
So that,
So here's our angle.
mhm,
And then whatever's left over. to
that's
get to
our
the
reference
X.
angle.
Got it.
Yep. The key to remembering is it's the angle formed by the terminal side, which is
The ending
the
side.
blue right there, and the
down
x-axis.
to the x-axis.
Yes.
Got
it. Okay. So let's try this one.
All right.
Find the measure of the reference angle for each given angle. So the number one is we do have to draw this, obviously.
Okay. So this would be 90.
Yep. So we go a
Just
little bit
little
more to
more
105,
to 105.
and then we draw that.
So
Perfect.
this would be 105.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to find from here down.
Right. So
So-
all we have to do is take 180 minus 105, which is 75 degrees.
Oops.
That is
That's our reference angle.
the reference angle.
Great.
Yep. That's it. Pretty good.
All right.
Okay.
Now we got a negative 115.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to go down.
Mm-hmm.
So here's negative 90, and then
Mhm.
negative 115 would be about there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we want to see how much to get to here, right?
Correct.
All right.
So again, we'll just take, now this is the tricky part.
Mhm.
The negative sign only refers to the direction.
Okay.
That means we went clockwise versus counterclockwise. So to find the measure of the reference angle, we're still taking 180 minus 115, not minus a minus.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm
gotcha.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 65 degrees. Got to keep that. The negative sign only refers to the
Which
direction.
way?
Yep, so 65 degrees.
Great.
Perfect.
Oops. All right.
And C, find the measure of the reference angle for each given angle. Do we want to maybe just, should we wait,
Sure,
save
we
that
can save
one? Because I don't know what this is now. So we should maybe just save one.
Yeah.
To determine the value of the trigonometric functions for an angle theta in standard position, begin by selecting a point P with coordinates x, y on the terminal side.
Okay.
So maybe highlight what the
So, yeah,
terminal
so
side
we started
is.
here, we ended here, so this
Mhm.
is our terminal side.
Yep. of the angle, the distance r from point P to the origin is given by the square root of x squared plus y squared.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, so in here, it's talking about, again, sine, cosine, tangent. We've already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
The trick on this type, excuse me, this type of problem is to draw a picture and then, because look what it says. We have point P, negative 3, 6. That is a point on the terminal side of theta.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
So this is P.
Mm-hmm.
So that means our angle went from here to here.
Yep. So now we're going to draw a triangle. So guess what we're going to do now? We're going to draw a triangle straight down and over. Okay?
Great.
That's the key. You have to have,
A 90.
yep. And so you know that you have your terminal side.
Mhm.
You know that you have a, you have the, not the initial side,
No.
but you have to find the reference angle,
Mhm.
you have a line, a ray on the x-axis. Sorry, I was losing my train of thought.
Okay.
A ray on the x-axis. So now we can label each of our distances. So we know that would be 3.
Do we put negative 3 or just positive 3?
You know what?
Because it's going to be squared. so-
Right,
okay.
right.
And
Yep.
that's 6.
Mm-hmm.
And our formula was square root of x squared plus y squared.
Right. Because that's a Pythagorean theorem,
Right.
right? So that would be 6
Oh, I
squared
see.
plus,
Okay.
yep,
And then there's just solving. Got
right.
it.
So let's do that. So we're going to square,
Negative 3 squared
mm-hmm,
plus 6 squared.
mm-hmm. So it's going to
gives
be
us the
9
square root of
plus
9 plus
36,
36.
which is square root of 45, which can break up into the square root of 9, the square root of 5,
The square root of 9 is 3.
3 root
Down to
5. Yeah.
All right.
There we go. So now we know that is the hypotenuse, 3 root 5.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. So the key on this one is knowing, because the students get confused, where do I draw the triangle? You have to get that first point and you have to get that
Ray
that
drawn.
terminal side drawn.
Okay.
Now we can find all of the trigonometric functions, because
Okay.
that's what it says to find, all 6. So where, this is the
What's our
key.
hey, look at me angle?
Okay, that's where I was, that's the part I wanted to say and I forgot. The hey, look at me angle is always going to be near the 0, 0. That's where it is. It
Okay,
has
so
to
it's
be,
right here.
because let me say this. The hey, look at me angle is going to be the reference angle.
Gotcha.
The reference angle, remember, is
from
an
the terminal
angle in
down.
between the terminal side and the x-axis.
Okay.
So the hey, look at me angle is the reference angle.
So
Got
if
it?
we label, here's our opposite,
Mm-hmm.
here's our hypotenuse,
Mm-hmm.
and here's our adjacent.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're just finding all 3, sine,
Yep.
cosine, and tangent.
Yep.
So sine theta is our opposite over hypotenuse, so
Mhm.
6 over 3 root 5. Ooh, we don't like that. though,
No.
do we?
And that's going to be, well, we can change it right now to 2 over root 5.
Yep.
Why don't we
So
do that?
goes to 2 root 5.
And then multiply top and bottom by root 5 over root 5,
Root 5.
which is 2 root
root
5 over
over
5. Okay?
Okay.
That's sine. Now cosine.
Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse,
Mhm.
so negative 3 over
Yep.
3 root 5.
Mm-hmm.
So right away that can cancel to negative 1 over root 5. But we want to do root 5 over root 5,
Mm-hmm.
which then gives us just negative root 5 over 5.
And notice we are using a negative 3.
Mhm.
So it's the hard part is it's not saying that the length is negative 3, but we have to use that in order to get an accurate cosine, because
Okay.
you're going 3 to the left of
Right.
0, 0.
So now
Tangent.
tangent is opposite over adjacent.
Mhm.
So 6 over negative 3. Oh, this is way easier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Which
just
is-
make it negative 2?
Yeah.
Okay, no fraction.
Now,
Great.
Do you want to do, we said we'd do all 6,
Oh,
so the other ones
so we
are,
just flip them, right?
right. Do you want to, because of the timing here, do you want
Yeah,
to
we'll talk about it in class.
talk about that in class?
But otherwise,
Okay.
we just flip the fractions.
Right, and we can finish that in class.
Yeah.
So here's the video questions, and work on those. We'll see you tomorrow.